Coastal management is effectively protecting economic interest on the coastline.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that.
So 30 centimetres to a metre of coastline at certain points is lost every year. It's a bit like treasure hunt, but instead of finding the chest in the sand, you just find in the sand. That's sort of what it's like.
I can tell that you like this.
I do, yeah.
You-
Coasts. That's like coast is the stuff I really like. So
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Beyond the Horizon podcast, the podcast where you expand your horizons of knowledge. Today with me, Sam Barkley. Sam is a student at Bristol University.
UE.
My bad.
Yeah.
UE. Here in Bristol, and well, he studies geography.
Yeah.
Basically, he's a rock guy.
I'm not a rock guy.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, no, it's like it's rivers and the ocean. That's what I'm more into. But yeah.
So, mate, who are you? Wait a second. Sorry, I always forget this.
Well, I like the
Whenever
candle.
you're ready.
Yeah, there we go.
It's just it smells nice.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just put that back down there so I don't start
Do not-
fiddling with it.
Yeah.
I will do otherwise.
Do not touch the mic. If not, the producer's going to kill you.
Yeah.
So, now, Sam, who are you, mate?
So I am a second year geography student at University of the West of England doing BSc geography. So that's like the more physical science, like physical geography. So like earth processes, kind of like plate tectonics, volcanoes, really like volcanoes. So yeah, you can say like, oh, he's a rock guy, but like, volcanoes are cool.
He is a rock guy.
Yeah.
He basically is.
I'm not a geologist though, at least. And then yeah, and I do. I'm very interested in sort of mostly the ocean, sort of like any like sort of coastal processes, coastal management. Something I'm quite sort of looking into career-wise. I'd like to do that.
I gotta say, since you've told me that you're a geologist and you're interested in the ocean, I've been dying to ask you a couple of questions about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially towards ecology.
Ecology,
and
yeah.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's basically towards. So the thing is, we all know the climate change is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, at least some of us know.
Yeah.
At least the ones that are not in power know that.
Yeah.
The ones that are apparently they don't.
Well, they just all have too many stocks in oil, and that's the problem, really.
Well, I gotta say, I used to study economics. Munich University.
Oh, okay.
Well, not really, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's say that. And I did read a good point, which is if climate change was real, then mortgages for coastlines would be higher because it's higher risk, and there aren't. They're actually lower. So I do understand where they're coming from, like just looking at the stats of banks and stuff like that. But what do you think
there's
about?
the thing, though.
What do you think about it?
Because, well, that's looking at sea level rise. The sea level rise is a weird one because you'll sort of say like it's not sea level rise that's really a problem. It might say mortgages. That's all risk assessment.
Yeah.
And so they're looking at, you might say like, are the mortgages higher? But then you've got, it's not really mortgages, it's like, it's cost of insurance, flood insurance for one, coastal flooding, that's
going up.
that is going up.
Oh,
And
okay.
it is very high. The
That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
the east coast of England, that loses about, I believe I want to say 30. So I mean, sorry for my old geography teachers if they had to see this, but I want to say about 30 centimeters.
That guy's going to rinse you on Monday.
It's around 30 centimeters to a meter of coastline at certain points is lost every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
30 centimeters.
Yeah, can be the Holderness coast. It's the east, Yorkshire East Coast, and lots of Norfolk, because it's
30 centimeters per year.
Yeah, because it's all to do with like the underlying, like the bedrock and like the what the beaches are made of. So and it's the North Sea as well. Climate change doesn't necessarily like just make the sea level like go up all over the globe. What it does is like more like a lot. Climate change is causing a lot of land ice to melt. So say for like Greenland is one. There's a lot of cold meltwater coming from Greenland into the North Atlantic, and what that's doing is that's cooling the Atlantic down, which is interrupting like hot, like warm water jet streams in the ocean. So you might have heard of the Gulf Stream.
I don't know much. I'm Chilean, so I know everything about the southern bit. I don't know much about the.
Oh yeah,
that's what I studied in geography.
Yeah.
You know,
okay, fair enough.
We studied the southern bit.
We studied the north. So we mostly start like a lot of focus on the Atlantic, and so
on Pacific.
There you go. Like so what's happening with the Gulf Stream is the Gulf Stream is cooling. And like North Atlantic's cooling from meltwater. That interrupts. No, what that does is that this cold water is cooling the jet stream, cooling the Gulf Stream, which is causing that water to basically loses energy, and it's energy like the heat that's carried across, and that carries winds, and so that's what like keeps like a stable stable weather conditions and things like that.
So wait, the sea. Sorry, let me see if I understood correctly. So the temperature of different currents
affects movement of water in the ocean.
Yeah, and that affects
weather. That affects weather.
Weather.
So last sort of 20 years has like have constantly been sort of highlight increasing frequency of like severe weather event, extreme weather, so like things like hurricanes and that sort of stuff. Obviously I'm like a second year student, so I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. From what I've learned from my lecturers, so more extreme weather events, and that's just going to cause like more economic damage, interrupts that'll interrupt things like trade and stuff like that.
I'm all about that because that's my focus. How will that interrupt trade? Because this is my opinion. I know many people are against this type of shit, but like in my opinion, for everything there's a market. Okay.
That's true. I
Very typical economic student.
I agree with that as well.
But the markets move people, so markets are people. So when we talk about a movement in the market, it's a move in the interest of the people. Okay. So when you say it's going to interrupt markets, you're saying it's going to interrupt the regular wants and needs from people. That's how an economist would see that. So when you're saying, this current is going to up, I don't know, let's say international trade because of some reason, then that disrupts everything between Europe and America. Because it disrupts a market and therefore the interest.
Well, it won't be like directly because the water. It's not like the water's too warm, we can't drive our ship through it.
No, of course not.
There's like going to be knock-on effects. So I think what a lot of you have to look at is like how this weather event affect, like you might have to look at it as like how it affect people. So what's going on with the northwest coast, northeast, and like east coast.
I'm guessing this is what happens economically. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can jump in at any point. So basically the waters get colder, then fish don't want to stay there.
No, this is I'm not talking about because the cooling affects weather. So you know how like we've had the UK's had like 2 summers where we've had a 40 degree like day in the summer.
Yeah.
What that is that's interruption of this thing called the polar vortex, which is cold air that sort of circulates around the North Pole, and then under it should be like the sort of warmer layers as it goes to further close to the equator.
Yeah.
What this like the ocean cooling is doing is it stops like hot air rising into the atmosphere as much, and so this is like breaking the polar vortex, and so that's causing like some years hot air to go much further north in the summers, and so but it's not regular, it's irregular, and so this causes causes anomalies in weather. This is more going into like meteorology, which is what I'm not don't know much about, but
that's crazy, man.
yeah. So why I sort of look at it more is because I want to do like sort of coastal management. I did my like independent project at A-level was based off of coastal management, and so it's
what does that entail?
So coastal management is effectively, this is sort of where you might be a bit more interested. It's effectively just protecting economic interest on the coastline.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that.
So what I did was I looked at how
I think I like you right now.
So
stay in touch.
Yeah. So what I did was I did a project basically. It was investigating how the construction of the marina in Brighton on the south coast of England interrupts the movement of sediment down the coastline, and how that has built up the beach in front of Brighton but has then starved the coastline of sediment further down the coast. But what this is, it's quite crazy actually. Like basically, to the west of the marina, there's all the urban development of Brighton.
Okay, wait. You gotta speak in plain English for
sorry.
For a guy who didn't pass biology. Okay, like
so
I'm not kidding.
To make it very simple.
Yeah. What's a marina and so on?
It's just like
to make it very
basically a harbour.
Okay.
But they built a harbour. But to put it very simply, to the west, because of where the marina's been constructed, this has caught like all the sand and pebbles that get moved up and down the coast by the sea, and so they've all built up on the beach in front of Brighton. So this is a great natural coastal defence that will basically just stop Brighton from falling into the sea effectively. It means that all the economic interests there, like they're protected. But to the east of the marina, because all of the sand and the pebbles and the rocks have been held up and built up on the beach there because they can't get past the marina. The other side to the east, there's no sediment. The beach can be 200 by the marina. The beach is probably about 200 from the shore to up to the cliff. It's about 200 meters wide. Go fire like 200 meters down the coast, other side of the marina, it can be 10 meters wide. And so because there's just no sediment.
So wait, something like what happens in Western-super-Mare, where like the beach is like unending.
Yeah.
So like it just never ends.
That's one of our case studies, and so
really?
Because it's a Severn estuary, it's like the third highest tidal range in the world, which means that high tide, it's like the rate, like the difference between the water level high tide to low tide. At Western-super-Mare, it's about 10 meters. So the water level at high tide, when it's right up at the top of the beach, is 10 meters higher than it is at low tide when it's like a mile away, because so much water just drains out of the Severn estuary. But
that's because of the sediment, basically.
No, this is just like the tidal range.
Okay.
But
But that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
kind
what's happened at Western-super-Mare is because there's like the Severn Estuary,
Yeah.
and then like there's loads of energy coming in and out of that channel.
Uh-huh.
But because Western-super-Mare is around the side, there's no energy over here, which has caused all of the sediment that's floating in the water to sort of trickle around and then settle on the beach there.
Yeah.
And so that's why when you go really far out, and like when you like Western-super-Mare is quite a muddy beach. It's not like nice fine sand. This is because there's such little energy that all the tiny little like the bits of mud, be like the microscopic particles, like there's such little energy that these particles are able to settle. Whereas if you go a mile north to Hope Cove, which is you got Western-super-Mare, Sand Bay, and then like there's like the point, there's like the headland. Just on the other side of the headland, there's a tiny little beach called Hope Cove, and that's all like large rocks, like big pebbles, and that's because all the sediment, there's so much energy in the Severn Estuary that the sediment can't settle, and so it gets carried by the water and out into the sea, and a lot of it like is then sort of drops round to the side and is all settles down, and so you got very like tiny sediment round where there's no energy, and you've only got the really big rocks around where there's the high energy, because those are the only bits that are heavy enough to sit down to settle on the beach, because otherwise they get carried away.
I can tell that you like this.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. You love it.
Coasts. That's like coast is the stuff I really like.
Oh
so I'm
my
excited.
God. This guy. Like the thing is, if
I'm
you
a
guys are
massive
just
nerd.
listening to the podcast,
I'm like a big nerd about
missing a lot of stuff.
it. Because like when I've been
This guy be like talking with like eyes open.
Yeah, but I've surfed for like the last 10 years of my life, so I've always like been really like just the sea's just always been a really big part of my life. Like I've always been very interested in it.
Me too.
So,
well,
yeah.
not for so long though. But I did a trip only for surfing. So,
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah,
it was a month, so it was lovely.
Where'd you go?
Peru.
Oh, that would have been sick, to be fair.
northern coast, because I went like at the end of the season, so I had to like chase it.
Yeah.
I had to like go for 15 days. I surfed, and then
that's sick.
I entered to the jungle of Peru.
Oh,
Very,
really?
very interesting.
What is that? Is that like the Amazon, or is that?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
I went to the capital of the Amazon region. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Stayed there for 3 months because COVID hit when I was there.
Well, I mean, that's better than what I had. I was just stuck in my room back in Slights and Albans.
I don't know. I think
You're away from home though, aren't you?
different things teach you different stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, for example, in my opinion, something that you guys had to deal with, that people stayed in the rooms, is how to be alone, and how to be okay while being alone, or how to manage yourself.
I'd say it's probably the other way around. I think people my age who were at school during lockdown, it's not learning how to be alone, it's coming back and learning how to be around people that was so difficult for so many people.
Both. Look, the thing is, in my opinion, this is what I see. So like when I see my brother's 4 years younger, so he was in lockdown.
Yeah, okay.
How old are you?
20.
Yeah.
Just turned 20,
Yeah, he's around your age.
Yeah,
21.
okay. Yeah.
So, what I see in him is that he has a huge capacity of being alone and doing his own thing. He's completely okay with like literally doing his own thing. Now, the skill that you guys have to develop, which is the most difficult skill, in my opinion, to develop anyway, is how to deal with people.
Yeah.
That's a learnable ability. Like, it's an ability. But you already learned what you should learn at 30, or like what other generations used to learn when they were 30, 40, when they had the midlife crisis. You know? So, oh my God, I suddenly wake up in this mess where I'm married, have 3 children, I don't know how to be with myself.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
You probably won't have that problem. your generation won't.
Yeah.
Just because you already learned how what you like, what you don't.
Yeah, I guess probably might
that regulation you already
have some experience of just like just doing it already, I guess.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. Like you'll get along very very easily. But and going back to the topic, how do you? So I know you love the ocean because you were surfing all the time. But like, what made you go from okay, I like surfing, to I want to pursue this in a theoretical manner?
It wasn't well. No, this is where I've got
like
this is where I've got this is where I've got to come clean. Like my mum is a geography teacher, and my dad also did do a geography degree.
Pure lies.
So
pure
but I was never told like, oh, this is what you've got to do.
This guy does not care about his biology.
I was brought up with it.
You do not care about your degree, man.
No, I actually do. Like honestly, I do get so like the ocean, like the coastal process. I do find it absolutely fascinating. I'm so interested in it. But yeah, like I was.
When I see you talking, you're like very passionate about it. You really like it.
Yeah, like I can actually get. I mean, if you want to talk to me about like, I don't know, like socioeconomics, I'll turn off, mate. But like sort of physical geography and coastal processes, like I just find it really fascinating. But I mean, I've just always been always been taught about it. Like I'd sort of just like, we could just be out and about, like on a hike, and my parents would they'd point something out and explain it. So they'd be like, might be like sort of hiking in like wherever. I think say like went to like Snowdonia Mount Snowdon, like when I was little, and I'll say like, oh, you see that over there, or that cliff that's just got loads of rubble going down the side. They'll be like, oh, that's a scree slope. And then like, what a scree slope is it's basically loads of little cracks in the cliff. Water gets into those cracks. In the winter, it freezes. It expands the cracks. The rocks break off. Big load of like cliff face breaks off, and then you've just got this like slope of shattered rubble down the side of a mountain. And like, but like they sort of like, I might have been like 6 years old, and they'd point it out and explain it to me. So I think,
I'm guessing then you had like a very good childhood.
Yeah, no, I mean,
sounds like an incredible childhood.
All
your questions were answered.
Yeah, and I mean anything to do with like, oh, what's that? Why has that happened? Like my mum and my dad would know.
So like, your mum and your dad are rock guys.
My dad is a rock guy.
He's a rock.
Like, he's a rock dude. He's a rock guy. We did like a field trip to Sicily like 2 years ago with school,
like
to go like basically it was for volcanoes, to go like see volcanoes. So went to Mount Etna, and we went up Mount Etna, and I got a rock and I brought it back for my dad, and I pulled it out for him when I got home, and he literally like jumped, and he was like, oh no way, that's so sick. Oh
my god, that's so lame.
No, it's not. But I honestly think like probably one of the best gifts I've got him was like a piece of volcanic rock off of a volcano. He was so excited by it.
This is for all the girls that don't know what to fucking gift the boyfriends. Okay, there we go. This is literally it. Either a rock, a sword, or a cake.
That's kind of true, actually. I can't even lie. I was about to sort of sit and be like, nah, but he said rock and a sword, and I'd be like, oh, to be fair.
If you think about it, look, think about it.
If I got given a cool rock, if someone went,
rock?
Like a cool rock, like say someone went to like,
I don't know, some obsidian or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what dude wouldn't like that?
Yeah, because it's like you've had to have like sort of gone out of your way to find that as well, and think like, oh, he'd find this cool.
Now, next present, a sword.
Or
metal sword, like a heavy one.
I had a mate who
double handed.
Yeah, and I had a mate in school who he got one.
What the
He for his I think it was his 18th, he got one commissioned. Like he went to a blacksmith and got a broadsword commissioned for him.
You know what's really funny? I would have been a blacksmith.
Really?
I would have been a blacksmith, mate.
That like, to be fair, like blacksmith sort of just like, it's kind of like the
I
sort
would
of
have
like,
been a blacksmith.
it's like the sort of like peak like male like fantasy of like, oh, what can I do? That's like the coolest thing ever. It's like make swords and like
This is
armor.
not a joke. I actually applied for it.
Really?
I actually applied for one. I went in Santiago, Chile.
Yeah.
This is like Sound of Santiago. That
Are you from Santiago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's the capital, isn't it?
yeah.
Say geography guy.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm actually pretty good at naming countries in a map.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like we can compete
Go ahead.
on that.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, we can do
Alright.
that. So yeah, basically this is a zone where it's like all the hippie guys and like so on. But there's also like cool things like
Yeah.
blacksmiths and
Yeah,
like people who
yeah.
do things by hand and like all the hippie guys plus a blacksmith.
Kind of sounds like Bristol. I can't lie.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like the thing is Santiago is such a huge city.
Yeah, like so
It's
much bigger than.
It's 5 times London.
Yeah,
like
oh, really?
How
big is it?
5 times inner London, or like the first ring, or like the actual city of London, not all the regions that.
Do you mean like sort of like you're talking just like the boroughs or just the city? Because the city of London's like 1,000 people, like the little like because the.
Oh no!
Like just,
what I mean is like the actual region where the houses are.
oh,
'Cause
so like
then
the urban sprawl.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
urban sprawl.
The urban sprawl, yeah. So that's just like where there's development. So from like the
But not all the
suburbs.
towns that come with, and they say that, oh yeah, I'm from London. But
Yeah,
they come
that's
from a
like
town.
me and Isaac. Like, yeah, bro, from London. No, not from
Nah,
like St
yeah,
Albans and Harpenden.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like,
Like if I
3
meet
hours away.
if I meet someone from Australia, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm from London, mate. Don't even worry
Literally,
about it.
man.
But like if I meet someone in England, I'll sort of say like, I live in a town like just north of London. Because if they say like, oh right, we're in London, I'll be like, yeah, not actually, bro. So
No.
But yeah, okay, sorry.
No. Okay. So basically, it's like 5 times. So it's huge. It's a huge city.
Big area.
It's
yeah.
bigger city, and like it just goes on end and on end and on end. So this area that, let's call it Bristol area.
Yeah.
Where there's like this blacksmith, and I used to go to a hippie school.
Yeah.
My last 2 years.
Okay.
So I actually said, you know what? Let me see what would happen if I would just like check it out. Check it out. And I asked, and there were political issues at that time in Chile.
Oh, okay.
There were a lot of protests and so on.
Yeah,
it was like the biggest protest in the world, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So like 1 million people on the streets.
Right. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, okay.
What's
What's the population of Santiago?
about 7 million?
Oh, okay, so it's like
It was
sort of like
a seven.
15% of the city
Yeah,
was out
literally.
on the streets.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never thought about that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big ass demonstration. Anyways, so and apparently to be a blacksmith, you have to come up with a test yourself. So when you apply, you wanna say, okay, I wanna apply, and then I want my senior project, so to say, to be this, and then you become that a blacksmith within a year or 2 years or whatever. They tell you to,
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was about 1 or 2 years, and you work for them basically for free.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Is it like an apprenticeship?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally an apprenticeship, but less structured,
Right. Okay.
because there's no apprenticeship
More just like,
program.
yeah, can you do it?
Yeah, can you actually forge or not? Like,
Yeah,
that's basically
yeah.
it. Nobody cares.
But then like, bro, but I'm here to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
And like,
literally.
yeah.
So the guy told me, I'm sorry, but to create swords and so on, you gotta get another permit
Oh, because it's weapons.
because it's weapons.
Yeah.
And currently, they're probably not going to give you one for like 2 years,
Yeah.
because there was a state of there was a military state, so to say, like an exception state at that time. So the military were on the streets, and they were like,
so it's like
yeah.
martial law.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So
right.
it was like a bad situation.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
wasn't like
not like, oh yeah, we're just like a little bit angry, gonna go and like
No.
like say that our like prime minister's fat. Like
No,
like
no,
this is
no.
like near civil war sort of thing.
I think there wasn't a civil war only because there was like there was no leader to the movement. So it's,
Oh, okay.
but anyways, so that's why I didn't become a blacksmith.
Mm.
Anyways, going back to the present. Now, what about a homemade cake?
Right, the thing with the homemade cake as well is it's like
Think about it.
I mean, like you've got like that's like just making food for someone in general. That's just like there's not really like a way that you a better way to sort of just like express that you actually care about someone and like feel like you're like. I mean,
A sword.
True.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
In a
No,
rock.
but I mean, just from like, but from a perspective, just like showing someone you like really like truly care about them. Like the best thing that you can do is is feed them, because it's like I'm providing you sustenance. Like I'm doing something for you. Like they're like. Like, I mean, my mum like makes me a cake for my birthday every year, and she like home makes it. So for like my 20th, drove down to Bristol the day before my birthday and brought it to me.
Oh my goodness!
And it was just like there's like no, I don't even sort of like
There's nothing like
think like, oh, she's gonna do that, like sort of forget, and then she sort of turns up with it, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just like someone showing you how much they care about you, because it's like they've got to go through such time and effort to not only make the cake, but make sure that it's good and make so that it's something that they want to be satisfied with the quality of it, because they want to show you how much they care about you and like the effort that they've put in.
Yeah.
And so
No.
Right.
So that's my thing. That's in my opinion, those three things.
Sword's pretty cool though.
Yeah. What can I say, man?
Yeah.
The rock.
And a cool rock.
And
Yeah.
a cool rock, mate.
Well, I mean,
Like,
like best birthday would be like block of obsidian, a big sword, and a homemade cake. Like that'd actually be.
Oh
peak.
my god, that would be
Yeah.
like the perfect present, mate.
That would be so good.
That would be such a. Oh my god! Imagine having that.
Imagine being
in
able to say to your mates, it's like, "Oh, what did you get for your birthday?" Oh, my girlfriend got me a cool rock. My dad got me a sword, and my mum made me a homemade cake.
Mate, I think that's like the biggest flex.
That would be like,
That would be like the biggest flex ever.
like you are in that moment. You are the richest man in the world.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Oh, yeah, but just imagine that you'd get that for like. I mean, I would feel like first of all, I would feel like a gladiator.
Yeah.
Then I would feel like an emperor holding the rock.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the king with like the orb and the scepter.
Yeah. Oh my god, it would be the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, you feel loved.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like someone just like the
respect, power, and love.
Yeah.
All in the same.
That is like, yeah.
Okay, so that's how you got into liking geography, basically loving what your parents taught you.
Yeah, well, it's just what I've been brought up with, really. I
Okay.
mean, and it's like them sort of having so much like they like and them, that's like in a way is them like expressing love for me and my sister as their children, is by like ensuring that like just like giving us knowledge basically, and like giving us a foundation, and it's like sort of a mental foundation to sort of build off of for our life, like wherever you go with that. I mean, like, even if I never did like a geography degree, at least I'd know like, oh, don't buy a house on the East Coast because it's going to fall into the sea in 5 years. So yeah,
them two things, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, are you a believer
in
God?
In
God?
God. I mean, that's a difficult question.
I'm about to quote the Bible, so
that's fine. That's totally fine.
Oh no, I know it's fine. It's my podcast.
Yeah,
mate.
obviously, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to impose it.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I was sort of like, I sort of just don't really know. But I'm not going to be a person who sits here and says like, oh, I think it's nothing. I think sort of being like adamantly atheist is almost a bit of a sort of, it's very pessimistic.
I don't understand, like, oh, the best thing that I would say is I just wouldn't want to live in a world where God doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, imagine there's nothing and nothing created nothing, which is already weird.
Yeah.
So
Like there's a cause for everything. Do you know what I mean? Like I think.
yeah, but there was nothing
Yeah.
from the beginning. So nothing made something, and then from then onwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
but I sort of agree with that. Like I think to look at it as like, oh, there's absolutely nothing out there. It's just like, I think it's a bit depressing, really. It's kind of like, because then it's, if you look at life that way, it's very easy to then fall into, like nothing matters, to the point of like, why should I do anything? I think I'm not going to necessarily like say like, oh, like I'm a Christian. I think that would probably be like fairly disingenuous, and I feel like it would probably be disrespectful to people who are like dedicated to their faith. But I think that like there's something, I don't know what it is, but you know.
yeah, I mean, I encourage everybody to study a holy book. It doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
You end up knowing which one is the true.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's actually real, so Christianity and so on. Let's say Christianity. Then you will know once you actually study it. So like that's my.
Well, you learn, even
intention.
if you don't like believe it, like as the word is, like the stories in the Bible. I mean, I've read like bits.
Have you
of
read
it.
the Bible?
I've not read the whole thing, but I've read little bits of it, and like you still like every story in the Bible. It's not what this sort of what my mum tells me, because she was brought up Catholic, and so she's like, I think she wouldn't say that she believes in it, but what she told me is that every story in the Bible is, the purpose of every story is to teach you something. There's like a moral to every story.
Yeah,
I mean, like a
that's
really
the whole
easy,
idea of the
really
Bible.
like really easy one to look at is the Good Samaritan. The whole point of it is like, it's literally just, you hate someone because they're from another country. Don't do that. Like, and then it's like there's someone who is in like
don't.
like, yeah, like, but like there's someone who's in need. They've been attacked, and it's like, it's the person who like is supposedly to, I don't know, it's like obviously the Samaritan, but I don't know where the other bloke was from, but I do know that they were from like two like nations or whatever that were enemies, but it was the man who was supposedly the enemy that helped the man in need, and the man in need was left by three of his own like sort of his countrymen per se, and so it is just to say like, it's sort of just like it's don't judge a book by its cover, effectively, of just
Instead of that.
yeah, and not just treat people how you want to be treated, and just like it's effectively just, I mean, it's like just teaching you to be a good person.
You know,
like,
a good studier from the Bible said the reason why you should treat people how you want to be treated, it's not because you have to treat people with respect, but it's because you have to learn how you want to be treated. How would you like to be treated?
Yeah.
Which is more difficult than treating the other
Yeah.
person just as you wish.
Yeah.
So that's actually.
I mean, I've
a very
never
good
thought of it
observation.
about that way, but that is true. Yeah.
You have to learn how do you want to be treated, and then you treat people like that. Oh my goodness, that is the best advice I've had, and it's the best advice on leadership actually that I've heard. It wasn't on leadership, but that's
Yeah, but it's sort of feed into the same stuff.
It just feels oh my goodness, so good. Well, I don't remember which quote I was going to do, but yeah. Well, anyways, so I really want to go into one particular topic, which is a very specific one. So I know if you don't know how to answer, then just please say so. but so I've heard about different things about the environment, okay, and how to help the environment in different areas. I've heard about the project of the Green Wall, which is a great project. They're underfunded, so please, if you guys could go to the Green Wall project and donate a little bit of money, please do. Great project.
What is the Green Wall?
It's basically the train to the Sahara is expanding.
The
Sahara Desert.
Sahara Desert's expanding.
Yeah, it's expanding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing is creating literally a green wall through Africa.
Oh, okay.
East to west.
To prevent the spread of the Sahara.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they create, they put basically trees and plants, and like they dig earth in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Which
they want to create soil.
Half moons or something like that, so that when the rain comes, then it stays within that bit, in that half moons, and then therefore the desert doesn't expand.
Yeah.
Southwards.
Well, the Sahara is, I guess it's the largest physical example of dune succession. And if the Sahara is expanding, that's dune succession, which is, I mean, I look at it in a coastal context, but it'll be the same thing.
What would that mean?
Well, so from what you've explained about the Green Wall, what it sounds like they're doing is, you're saying working with the earth. That sounds like it's to make fertile soil, because vegetation
create.
Well, vegetation. It's very good at.
It's humid.
Yeah, it holds sediment in play. I'm sort of looking at this as very physical geography. But sorry.
Yeah,
I can't really explain it in a human economic context.
Don't worry, mate. It's
Yeah, but it's just it sounds like Sorry, you're gonna have to remind me of the question. I've just got on my own train of thought. I lost it.
No, go on. So you said something about dunes and
dune succession.
What does that mean?
Well, that's just it's growth of sand dunes effectively as like sand from source. It sort of spreads further out. If the Sahara is expanding, that's winds blowing the sands towards the equator. And so if they're trying to make a green wall, that's just gonna be a band of vegetation that's gonna capture that sediment.
Okay.
And that capture sediment, stop it spreading any further, which this is what vegetation does, because it's sort of increasing surface area, surface tension, and that's what allows allow the dune to build up at where that vegetation is and stop it from going further back. So what happens with dune succession is you get you have a beach, and then you'll get right at the front you get what are called pioneer species. So they're very tiny, very small plant species. What that does is that will these vegetation, it blocks wind, as it absorbs the energy of the wind, and so reducing the energy of the wind allows sediment that's being carried by the air called aeolian processes is the specific term. But this sediment it slows the air down, allows sediment to settle. Little sand particles will gather around these plants. That slows down the air, allowing bigger plants to grow behind, and then the same process is sort of exponential, but it develops, and so gradually bigger plants can grow further back, which collect more sand. This traps more sand, creates bigger, the dunes get bigger plants can then settle in, catches more sediment.
I remember seeing a whole video about it, an hour and a half video. So I just investigate because I like to give to charity. So whenever I can, I just try to give to charity or to a good project.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very, very good environmental project.
That does make sense. Also, because if the rainforests are, it's like
They talked about
Central
that, so
Africa
yeah.
and the Amazon. If we lose those, I mean, it's like you too fussed about swearing on this podcast, or is it not like?
Sorry, no.
Yeah,
anything.
basically, to put in layman's terms, if we lose like the rainforest, especially in Central Africa and the Amazon, we're f***ed.
Why? Because I remember hearing when I was growing up and like in school, hearing the Amazon, the rainforest are the lungs of the earth, but it's not right. It's more like the central system. That's what I heard in a documentary. So the ocean is the actual lungs of the earth, and the rainforest are like the central system because they regulate the rhythm.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Well, that's what's happening now with that's why deforestation is actually such a huge issue. People look at it and
what
think,
is it then? What is it that the rainforest
well,
does?
the rainforest, it's the water cycle. So because there's so much vegetation.
In plain English, please.
So it's basically like it's just like water, effectively, like movement of water, water supply.
What does that contain? What does that mean for us?
What happens with the rainforest is every day, like the sun like heats the ground, heats the plants, heats the vegetation. This causes water to evaporate, becomes
clouds.
Like it becomes clouds in the air, and then it rains. But because there's so much vegetation, this happens daily. As there's a constant supply of rain. But then what's happening in the Amazon is because so much is being deforested, we're now this cycle of evaporation and rain daily is becoming interrupted. So less water's evaporating, and so there's like each day there's going to be less water evaporating and less raining.
Why is that a problem? I don't understand how that actually affects us, because we're in England.
Well,
on the oceans a little bit bigger, so that
I mean, this is where you'd have to ask one of my lecturers. Like, it's sort of
why is it important? Why the Amazon is important in particular, or why any rainforest is important? What do you reckon? At least.
Well, it's just, it's the sort of like the life of the earth is like it's everything is connected in the system of the earth. We have individual ecosystems, but the whole planet is one ecosystem. And the one thing, like, what I can say is that every stage of every earth process is connected to some point. And so if one stage is heavily impacted, that's gonna interrupt the cycle, and it's gonna change the cycle, and it's gonna cause irregularities. If I'm honest, I can't specifically tell you why. Sorry, Richard. Like, I probably should know this. Sorry to my lecturers, but they won't be very happy with me.
It's going to rent you.
They are gonna. They won't be very happy with me.
Kill you right now.
Yeah, but everything's interconnected. So if one huge just sink of extreme concentration of species and just life, it deforestation, we're losing the forest. There's going to be less water.
Everything.
Yeah, but because the cycle is being interrupted and they're getting less rain, there's less water going through the Amazon daily, and so there's now not enough water. So it's causing a positive feedback loop where there's now not enough supply for the vegetation. So more vegetation is going to die off. We lose more. Then there's going to be less. Less rain because less evaporation, less water supply, and then that's leading into like savannahization, and it's
This
becoming grassland,
Yeah.
and so now, right, it's like we're losing biodiversity, which, you know, it's just
A huge problem.
yeah. It's so. I mean, this is
No,
like if you
okay.
didn't. No, I'm not like I'm just like I don't want to say like I'm not the person who should be like. Don't get me up on a stage and campaign.
Yeah.
Like
no,
all I
but
can say is it's just like
you got to prepare for that. Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. But it's
They all prepare for it.
yeah, I know. But
But
it's
this is all just knowledge that you have on the top of your head. So
Yeah.
I'm asking as well. So don't worry.
yeah,
But this is what I'm thinking. This is how I explain it to myself. Okay?
yeah.
So, do you know the gravity plane? Have you seen that in like physics?
What is
Studying
that?
physics. Do you remember like in school?
No,
You studied physics and they did like
my
this.
physics lessons mostly involved of like getting filament light bulbs really hot
Yeah.
and then burning each other with them. So
Fair enough.
yeah, didn't do a lot of work and then gave up when I was 16. So yeah.
Look, I mean, I didn't pass a single class in physics, and I had 6 years
Fair
at
enough.
physics. So don't worry, mate.
Fair enough.
But what I remember is probably from this is not even from school, mate. This is from like videos afterwards. But basically, you gotta imagine gravity as like a net, okay? And then you
Oh,
put
is this
like centers of gravity, like the sun.
Yeah, and is this the thing where then that creates like it's a dip in the net, and
A dip in the net.
things circle around that?
So what I'm imagining, which is cutting things like the rainforest, would be like cutting the sun in two, and just taking half of it.
Yeah, and it's just
It deregulates the whole rhythm,
it just
and
derails
therefore,
everything.
like I don't know, the probably the Earth would like just like shoot into another galaxy.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
That's how I'm thinking of. Or in the case of economics, would be something like, I don't know, some country like the
corporation
US.
slashing half of their staff and then expecting it to run in exactly the same way.
A corporation would be too small for the purpose of the analogy, I think.
Yeah.
It would be like, I don't know, some random country printing a lot of dollars to, I don't know, bail out the banks that lend too much mortgages, like in 2008.
Yeah.
Leading to a financial crisis that almost wiped out a third of the jobs in the world.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like that could be a thing, or something like I don't know. Yeah, or somebody just stop trading.
Yeah, it's the stock market.
Like Trump is trying to do now. No, nothing against Trump though, actually. No.
Yeah.
Nothing against Trump, because he's saying. Do you remember what? This is something that I gotta say to Trump. He's actually doing what he said that he was going to do. So he said he wanted to create more jobs in the US market. Yeah.
Right.
He's imposing tariffs everywhere.
Yeah.
Therefore, everything is more expensive in the US.
Yeah.
So every imported good is more expensive. But what he's not doing, he's not putting tariffs on primary goods, which is basically like petrol or like carton or like stuff that you do things with, you know? So like nylon, and then you create that into a t-shirt. So he's imposing tariffs on t-shirts, but not on nylon.
Not on the raw materials.
Not on the raw materials.
Yeah.
Therefore, he is going to start creating jobs on the long run for the US. So, although he's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
And he started a war in Iran to crank up the prices of petrol,
of
oil, which actually make all imported goods to the US costlier, which is good for what he's pursuing.
But the problem is that the
He
issue
just
with
fucks up the whole world.
The problem with that is that's in an effort to enrich himself, while the campaign was proposed as beneficial to the American people.
I mean, it is beneficial in the long run for the American people.
But his campaign was
This is the
sort
thing.
of was like his campaign was suggesting, oh, this is like it's going to take immediate effect. The immediate effect is that it's like effectively made the life of every like will have made the life of like every American citizen more difficult. The amount that it's made each person's life more difficult is gonna be different, and there is a small minority that will have benefited, but that's the problem. That's a minority, and his campaign was for the majority.
This is a problem with economics. Any policy that you make takes at least 4 years to actually make an impact, a visual impact.
Yeah.
So, for example,
but I also specifically with him don't believe that was like his primary motivator was to improve the life. I feel like
he's making everything possible to make the life of American people over the long run. I'm not saying over the short period. For the short period, he's up the world. First of all, he's making he's very dodgy in the way he does things. I'm not gonna lie, but over the long term, and this is what Thatcher did as well in the UK.
She's also the most hated prime minister.
Why?
We've ever
because
had.
Over the short period, is a very, very difficult political.
Yeah, but
it's the same as what is good for economics.
This is the thing that
is political murder.
The aftermath. The thing is, you like the UK economy is better, but like
it's not better.
The damage
is the fifth in the world. Is the fifth in the world.
But
only because of Thatcher's policy.
But there's a very small number of people who actually hold the majority of that wealth. If you look,
but that doesn't matter. No, the question is.
Yeah, but I do disagree with that. Like I'm going to say you have to look at the. I mean, like my mum's from Yorkshire. Like there's the northern industry was killed by Thatcher.
Yeah, of course,
completely killed. And the lives, like, I mean, this was like my mum like grew up in the north under Thatcher. She saw like the amount of people lost their jobs. She still tells me a story of this was during the deindustrialization of the north. She told me in her town there was like a textiles factory. There was like, I mean, most people in her school had at least one family member who worked there.
Yeah.
But there was one family where like the mum, the dad, and all the adult kids and like aunts and uncles all worked in that factory, and they all lost their job when that factory closed, and that factory closed because of Thatcher's the economic policy. And so it's like, we are. I
am not saying that it was an easy decision.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's a easy transition at all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
I understand what you're saying, and I also understand. I am looking at it.
Thanks to Thatcher's policy, the UK is the fifth economy in the world today. The minimum salary is £25,000. In Chile, it's 4 times less.
5,000. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, for 6,000, it's about. Ooh, actually. It's about £400. £400 a month. That's the minimum salary.
Really? So that's probably what I earn, but I work 8 hours a week.
Huh?
I'd say like that's why I earn 8 hours a week, and that's them working for 40, possibly more than that. Likely more than that, yeah.
There we go. Like that's that is the. Although it was a harsh transition, not gonna lie, it was one. It laid the road for the UK to be one of the top economies in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a problem. Economically, and there's something that Keynes theorized about. Economically, doing the thing that is good is political murder. So whatever the economy is doing, the government should do the opposite. So when the economy is booming, you should tax a lot. Nobody wants to get taxed.
Yeah.
When the economy is going down, you should tax very little.
Yeah.
Everybody, when
the economy's down, people want public service.
Service.
Yeah.
And that's what you should give.
Yeah.
But everybody wants people to get taxed more. People are working.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. And that's what Thatcher did. Tax a lot when the economy was up and tax nothing when the economy was down. And
she did have,
and then sold like the whole industry, and then a lot. She
did have like poll tax though, which was just a per capita tax per head.
Yeah,
that didn't matter, like wasn't completely unaffected by the income. It was the same for everybody, and so that was again super unpopular because like why am I being taxed XYZ, but I only earn. At the time, might only earn back in the 80s, maybe like 10 grand a year. Don't know, but say so and so who was earning 20 grand a year,
15, 18.
Yeah, I mean, like working in a factory in the 80s wouldn't have been a lot, but like, so like I'm earning 5 grand a year, they're earning 10 grand a year, we're getting the same on this tax, having to pay the same amount because of poll tax, like, no, that's.
But that's the thing. Like doing the right thing. Is political murder.
It's completely unpopular.
It's not unpopular. You will get killed and hated.
I mean, she is. I mean,
look at what Trump is doing. He's laying up for the next generations, not for now. I'm not saying anything for now.
Yeah.
And he also started a war, which is a other problem, okay? I'm not, and he's supporting Israel and he's bombing thing. Like, look, nothing against. Okay,
we're not going to get into geopolitics of the Middle East. I thought that's.
But what he's doing, what he's doing, he's laying down the economy of the US currently, so that future generations have actual jobs, and that's completely unpopular. What is the US economy right now doing? It's booming. What is he doing? Getting tolls, getting taxes, taxing everything that's coming in. People don't like that.
Yeah.
What would he do when the economy is down, like he did when he assumed office? He didn't tax.
And he took money, reduced gas tax.
He's one of the most hated presidents.
Yeah, true.
But why? Because he lowered down the tax when the economy needed to be booming, and higher the tax when it was booming.
Yeah, so, mine is if you want to ignore the like sort of humanitarian side, I mean, like objectively, economically, that's fine.
I'm not denying anything on the humanitarian side. But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the oh my goodness. Geography, my goodness. Geography? No, geography.
It is geography,
geography.
I do, yeah.
Why am I... Okay, I don't know why I tripped right now. Okay, fair.
That's right.
I got a question that I've had regarding this type of systems, actually. Which is... So the green wall would make sense.
Yeah.
For what you know.
Yeah. From what you've told me and what I know about gene succession, green wall would be a very good thing.
Would it be good, and there's going to be a radical one, to dump iron, oxidized iron, in the beaches? So that... Because I'll explain more.
You have to explain.
So that algae can grow. I've heard of. So I know economically it makes a lot of sense. Okay, algae farms and so on reduce the amount of carbon dioxide that if you feed them to cows, reduce in 30% the amount of carbon dioxide that they produce.
Oh, okay.
They produce less methane as well. It doesn't matter. Okay, there's like a lot of good things for that industry.
Reduction in
But I want to know if that could be a good idea to basically create farms of algae so we get more oxygen, because algae is the plant that produces more oxygen in the world. For what I know, again. Yeah.
Well, I've never even heard about that before. To be fair, so
really,
yeah, it's the first time I've learned about this.
What do you reckon is the next steps then?
Well,
how can we improve the world?
I mean,
not stop it from dying, because I hate that. I hate that mentality. People are trying to stop. They're always trying to make you panic.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Also, it's like it's not with the end of the day, it's the like
what good project could it be made today? So a billionaire would like to do a great project. Where should they dump their money on, and why?
I think
in ocean matters, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ocean is like the key. That's like, I mean, that's where sort of life on Earth began as well. That is the source of it. So, I'm not. I couldn't tell you if I wouldn't know, because I'm not. Because I also don't want to I don't know enough about how each thing's gonna, how it would affect. Like, I can't answer would putting a load of iron oxide on beaches be good for the environment, because I didn't even know that was a thing in the first place that anyone was proposing.
I know they tried it. I know they tried it in a small scale though, but.
And did it improve the do you know if it had positive effects where they did do it, or do you know if it just didn't, was sort of null?
The thing is, it had an improvement because they were trying to preserve a coral. Coral
reefs, yeah.
Coral reefs.
Well, that's rising coral reefs. A lot.
So it did have a immediate one, but they don't know what the larger scale, what would happen if you would do it in every coast, for example, which would be crazy to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But it could be good.
I think the thing with coral reefs, for coral reefs, they are a natural coastal defence. So putting lots of iron on the beaches around coral reefs, that would. If you're saying that would encourage
fertilizer, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, if that's going to encourage growth of algae, then that's basically a source of nutrients for a dying ecosystem, because rising global temperatures is killing coral, and what that's doing is coral protects a lot of coastlines because it absorbs wave energy, and so by the time water reaches the beaches, where there's coral, the wave energy's been dissipated, and so that would have stopped. That stops coastal erosion. So going back to what I was saying earlier with the East Coast in England, is there's no natural coastal defence, which is why there's nothing to break down that wave, that wave energy, and so that's causing the erosion of the coastline, because it's a high energy coast, it's the North Sea, so there's lots of storms, lots of energy in that sea.
Could you create a coral line? Coral.
You need tropical water, so it needs to be coral needs to.
But you couldn't create specific environment for
You can,
for
well,
some
that's
type
what
of
that's
like
what coastal defences are. But the problem is that because, like, if you defend one area of a coastline, that's gonna like the objective. That's always gonna be like build like put something in to like basically promote. It's like help the beach build up in that area, build up sediment.
but it will
Problem
just up some
Problem
other
is,
area.
yeah, somewhere else there's gonna be like there's always a positive and a negative. Like for as much as something's gonna be benefited, you've got more sediment here, but now there's no sediment over there, so that bit of beaches or wherever that bit of coastline is gonna become loads worse.
What do you think about terraforming then? So what is terraforming for the audience, and then you can actually look at the camera while explaining what is terraforming.
Well, I mean, do you mean like with Elon Musk saying he wants to terraform Mars, or?
Well, Earth, because we're basically talking about terraforming the whole time.
Yeah, I guess so.
What is it?
I mean, well, terra just means Earth, so terraforming is just like having. I get. Well, I mean, I'm sort of.
Engineer the Earth.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's probably
So what
a
is
good
it?
way to put it. Like, I mean, I don't. So like, we wouldn't look at. I think terraforming. That sounds like to me, like a very sounds like that would be a blanket term for. I mean, I guess you could say coastal. You could argue coastal management might be a form of terraforming, but terraforming, like I think that's more in reference to like making like creating a livable environment.
Like a planetary.
Yeah,
type of
so
thing.
terraforming, that's like when you hear people talk about terraforming, that's like Elon Musk saying he wants to like sort of like grow trees on Mars and that sort of thing, so that
I've actually heard it when I was investigating this thing about algae and coastlines.
okay.
So I heard it because it will have a global impact. So the question is like, so for example, if you
I just don't know, like we haven't covered that in my course or
No?
anything
Oh,
that I've
okay,
done in
yeah.
school, so I just couldn't answer that properly. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know, but I imagine it's sort of like if it's had a positive effect they've seen on a small scale, it's something that probably likely have a beneficial effect on a high scale. The issue is with anything is it's just getting funding for that.
Yeah.
So like same with that the green wall you're talking about. Like it does sound like a very good project, but
Yeah.
it's just is there enough money to do that? Do enough people in the world care about it to make it happen?
Well,
And that's the issue.
that's the reason why I want to be rich. To do all this like random projects that would be like
Yeah.
very beneficial.
Yeah.
Just to try them out, really.
Just see what happens if you're interested in it.
Yeah.
That's quite a good thing, to be fair, I think.
Like something that I've always wanted to do, because Chile has such a long coast, line of coast. I know there's a lot of I think the University of University of Viña del Mar is one of the top ocean biologists, ocean biology schools in the world, something like that. So I know they do like a lot of this type of projects.
Yeah.
I've always been interested, therefore, in like the ocean.
Yeah, well, that's
and, like,
that's
all
the
of that
thing
shit.
with like with sort of coral reefs that gets into marine biology. That's like my like physical job. That's just like that's basically like there isn't any sand here. Where did it go? That's like it's a bit like treasure hunt, but instead of finding the chest in the sand, you just find in the sand. That's sort of what it's like, and like explaining like what's caused this to happen. So yeah, it's like when I was telling about like Sam Bay, Western-super-Mare, there's a huge salt marsh there that wasn't there 90 years ago, because the positive feedback loop of deposition of sand and gradual deposition of growing up of the beaches on that coastline is that they've grown so much that the beach is now so big that it can dissipate so much wave energy to the point that there's like the literally like we're talking about microns, not like millimeters or whatever.
Just no waves.
We're talking about like sediment that's that's like the like in microns, not in like millimeters or whatever. Like literally like you can't see it with a plain eye.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that because it's like this positive feedback loop's been going on for so long that now these particles can build up, and this basically a landform that's just appeared out of nowhere in 100 years. And that's so crazy. Yeah, like we had to do it was just just like a little mapping project we had to do, just like to show the change in the coastlines. But like they gave us like a map from 1930, a map from 1970, and then one from like 2020. And so like Sam Bay sort of goes like, I'll sort of do it for the camera, but I'll show it for you. So it sort of goes out at a point, the point comes back in 1930, it just came back and then went straight down. So sort
Can
of
you
like,
show it to the camera?
yeah, so sort of it goes across like the 1930 map, sort of like over here to the edge of the point, the headland, comes back, and then it's just a straight beach all the way down, like Western-super-Mare.
Yeah.
But the 2020 map, 1930 looks like Western-super-Mare sort of does now, but 2020, you've got go to the end of the point, and then about halfway in, you've done. This is where you reach this salt marsh that's just appeared out of nowhere, and then it's just this like basically just huge block of like mud. But like because it's like it's covered in grass now.
Yeah,
it's like grassland now that's just sort of just like come out into the ocean. That's just built up because of so much deposition. Yeah. And so now like the map goes across and it's sort of like down there and then to the beach and then all the way around. And so sort of just like reclaiming land. Sort of like this like land's been reclaimed, but it's not like this isn't like a human process. This is just like natural process. It's something that's just happened because of like a gradual process. And it's just really interesting that for me of just like, well, this has just come out of nowhere.
Maybe a last question that I would like to ask you would be, what's the difference between your perspective on life before you started the course, and how has it changed you? Like, what do you see now that you didn't see before, and maybe like, what are you aware, like very aware now?
When I was in school, it was very sort of they take so long in school to like. Because it does exam boards, it's quite it's like standardized nationally. It takes a long time for sort of information really to catch up to like how it is in the present day. So before uni, I never realized like how constant like sort of geographical processes are, and like
how quickly.
I never it never occurred like it's sort of like you learn about like plate tectonics, and so like the Himalayas is how like the Indian continental plate coming in like sort of crashing into like the Eurasian plate over like literally millions of years. I'm saying like over millions of years they've come together and they've built up this range of mountains as the two plates have crashed together. And so until uni, like geography sort of was like a process that happened over millennia. But now, like doing this course, especially with coast, this is why I find coast so interesting. Is how quick those processes are.
So what can happen in what period?
Yeah, or just like just how like just sort of it's how dynamic it is. And I think sort of it just like just made me a load more interested in it. I was
So instead of millennia, what are the coastal?
I mean, it's still we're still talking years, but it's more like it's talking like decades, and which
so within a lifetime.
But you can't look at it from a human perspective because like Earth's like 4 million years old, and so in the time that Earth's been like existed as a planet, like that's like I don't know, that's like having like a million frames slow-mo, and then on this bit of coastline, one frame, nothing, and the next frame, boom, like big block of grass in the middle of the beach.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like the fact that, like, from on that scale, like on that I'm just trying to sort of like make say in a way that makes sense, but yeah, like in sort of that amount of time, it's like that. I do just find it fascinating. It's really interesting. So yeah, I think geography at UE is really good as well. The course is really good. Like I did watch Zach's podcast, and he was sort of like ragging on his course a bit, which I was like, oh, fair enough. But I think it varies course to course. But like my course as well, I can tell that the people who teach it really enjoy it, and I think
I gotta say, what I've learned by meeting university students is that the course only gives you what you take from it.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And Zach is somebody, in my opinion, who shouldn't be doing uni because he's not interested at all. He's not interested in becoming a scholar, which is the reason why people used to go to uni.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why uni was invented. You went to uni to become a scholar from one specific topic. And
it was for the...
You are the perfect student in that case. Why? Because you really...
I'm not... The thing is,
you're really passionate about sediments.
But I'm really bad at the bits that don't interest me. I can be really bad at them.
You don't have to be good at everything. There's a good thing about uni. Like, your master's degree is going to be precise, and if you pursue a master's, and if you pursue a doctorate degree, it will be even more precise. Therefore, you don't have to do anything that you don't care about.
Yeah.
So that's a progression. You have to be very, very specific and so on. Well, if you're very broad, like Zach is, which is not bad, by the way, it's not bad. I'm just saying it's just not meant for uni because that wasn't the intention of uni in the first place. The idea of university is to specialize you in a very specific field.
I think uni also, like, you should... I don't think that going to uni purely for the sake of going to uni and then picking a course that you hate just to go to uni, I think that's a bad idea. But I do think that I do genuinely believe that uni, like, and the experience of going off to uni and like leaving home and going to uni for like the soft skills, like the sort of social and like just interpersonal like skills, communication, and just like learn like and just like life really, and and like meeting people as well. There's so much that I've got back from like the person that I am now. Is like I'm so much like happier in who I am because I went to uni, like and sort of and like finding people in Bristol that like I feel like I belong with. Like I don't my hometown is like, for a lot of people, I think a lot of people quite like it, and there's a lot of people that are very similar. I don't know, people might, and I do have a lot of good friends at home who I do like really sort of like appreciate that, like I have them as my mates, but for just like sort of growing as a person and just sort of like finding out like who I am and what actually interests me, like that's what uni has been so necessary for me.
I think. So I haven't been to uni properly. I only went for a year, and it wasn't uni, so it doesn't matter. And I've traveled to different countries, and I think has taught me a lot about socializing. Because when you go into a country, you have to learn not only the language but also people. With no way, basically.
And you'll have had to like go in so many different countries, like having to learn to sort of communicate and deal with people in so many different ways because I mean, that's the reason that people say, oh, French people are this, English people are that.
Yeah,
Because
they are
they're
like
really, yeah, well, yeah, you know.
I'm not kidding, but
They are,
they
yeah.
are like that.
Oh, well,
There is a cultural persona that starts with the language, in my opinion,
yeah,
and then it's rewarded with different acts that are
yeah.
good in that country. So, for example, in Poland, it's great to be a Christian.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to, I don't know, Saudi Arabia,
Not so great to be a Christian.
not so great, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so in the personas that would be like, a Muslim has very different character. Like a very devoted Muslim has a very different character than a very devoted Christian.
Yeah.
And you can tell when you see them on the street. Yeah. So that's why. And then you got language on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Arabic language is a very sociable language, a very poetic, very emotional language.
Yeah.
Well, Polish is very straightforward.
Yeah,
very
direct.
to the point. No, not so many descriptive emotions.
Yeah.
Spanish, in comparison, both Christian countries. Let's take Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia, still Spanish. Very Christian as well.
Yeah.
But very, very different. Why? Because the language is different, but they still have the same values.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so it's a bit weird, but there are personas after all.
Well, Spain had Spanish in Spain because will have had sort of Arab influence from the early the first half of the last millennia.
Yeah.
And so like that's I guess sort of a bit why like there's a bit more sort of emotive language with Spanish than you would get with
I think
Polish.
Latin language in general are very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a very emotional language. Well,
it's sort of the
Germanic is very descriptive.
Yeah.
It's very like unattached.
Yeah.
Now, what I was saying is basically
Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was saying is that most people, and this is something that I now have to do once I get to a city.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being by myself, by the way. So this is when I first start going to a city.
Mm-hmm.
I always go to a church, because then you know people.
Yeah.
There. You go with, whether it's church, whether it's a mosque, whether it's a social event, but it doesn't matter. It has to be weekly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you like them as well.
See them again.
You see people again and again and again weekly. This is from the first week onwards.
Yeah.
You go into a city. I've lived in.
Where have you lived?
Cologne, Munich, Berlin.
Spent a lot of time in Germany. Then.
Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Taunton. Wiveliscum. Yeah, Taunton and Wiveliscum.
What, in Devon? Taunton in Devon?
It's not in Devon, but I mean, yeah, it is in Devon.
Taunton,
sorry. Yeah.
It's quite Berlin to Taunton. That's quite a bit of a
don't judge it, okay?
No, I'm not. I'm not judging you. I'm just like,
What is it?
That must have been a bit of a culture shock.
Lima for a bit. Santiago.
Mm-hmm.
Chachapoyas, which is a city
Lima,
in Peru.
that's Peru. Was that when you were in lockdown?
That was Chachapoyas. But
okay.
yeah, in lockdown as well in Lima.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Yeah, and I think that was about it. But the thing is, when I firstly go into a city, I get myself things to do. Whether it's like going to not a gym. I go to the gym regularly, but that's once I've instaurated myself in a city.
Yeah.
But I go to a class of some random thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like martial arts. I've been doing them for years. I go to a martial art academy and then train with them for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then I stop and then I go back to my what I like, which is the gym.
Yeah.
Then I go to a church. You meet new people and more people. Then you take anything that is like a weekly activity, you take. And that's how you socialize without going to uni.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to be
Yeah.
very
Proactive about it.
I wouldn't say proactive. You just have to go and do it once a week.
Yeah, like sort of just like well, it's not discipline, it's just building habits, really. I guess positive habit. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So that's why I wouldn't say uni is that great.
Yeah,
Because you can even go to like a book club and socialize more.
That is true, but I think
like Sack.
No, that's
how is
true.
Sack,
That's true,
that
but I
never
found
goes to lectures.
no, that
socializing.
is true. But I mean, that's right. Like, I do think that's my still life. Sort of,
Oh, he's socializing.
Yeah. Well,
no idea.
He
has a lot of friends, but no idea how he does it.
Yeah, well, because I was sort of a big part of like I don't even necessarily like see really any of my course mates outside of uni, but I like going in to speak to them and like having a conversation and just being like ask them how they're doing. It's like, oh, you alright, mate, how you been? Like something interesting recently. Like same when I go to work, like I might not see any of them outside of work, but I like the like, oh, what have you been up to? Just like having a bit of
just like a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit of chat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, fair enough. So you would say that the thing that you have learned in your perspective changes how quickly things change in a geographical sense.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Well, like how my perspective towards like how geography, or
no, it was just the question at the beginning was how has your perspective actually changed? So what do you see differently?
Yeah, I was.
You said you were socializing more, and you think that geography was a thing of like millennia, but now you see them like changing.
Yeah,
decades.
It was sort of like.
What other change have you noticed, if at all? Do you live alone, for example?
Do I live alone?
Yeah.
No, I live with I currently live with three of my flatmates from first year.
How is it to live alone now? Well, live without your parents.
I really enjoy it.
You really enjoy
really
it?
Enjoy it.
Oh my god, I hated it at the beginning.
Well, I think like the first week.
I didn't choose it at the beginning, so.
I guess that's the other thing. It's like it was that thing. It was a choice. It was like I sort of want to go off to uni, but I was always sort of like. I think that was sort of the thing sort of being brought up. It was kind of like there was always kind of like when you go off to uni, it was a bit of an expectation, I think, and not like if you don't do this you're gonna be a disappointment. It's kind of just like this is sort of just like what I guess kind of like my parents did that, and so they're kind of like I guess sort of just like, and everyone around me did it, but I didn't do it because I didn't do it like thinking like, oh, I'm going to go and do this because everyone else is doing it. Because if I was going to do that, I would have gone somewhere where everyone else was going. Like, I was interested in geography. I always liked it in school. I was good at it in school. I knew it was something I wanted to continue doing further. I came and looked at the course at UE. It was really good. Like, was really impressed by it. But I think just like I've learned uni, like I sort of just like I guess sort of just like learn a bit about I think you just sort of learn about yourself a bit more, because I think when you're at home, it's kind of like there's all sort of the whole like, oh, you have to like go back into, when I go home I sort of have to sort of almost revert a bit back to how I was before.
Just to, like, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
When the first time you go back, oh my god, it's so weird.
It was really weird. Like, it's fine, but it's
like,
kind of,
what the is good? Like,
yeah.
Did I used to do this all the time?
Yeah. It's just really like, oh, I'm not. I think most people I knew my age sort of went back to uni. I think there's like the few people that stayed, like the very small amount of people that stayed home as well.
Yeah.
All of them.
Most of them.
Like the ones who stayed, they just hate it most of the time. There's like, well, I guess that's also the ones who like aren't really doing anything.
Yeah.
I've got one friend who he's doing like a cybersecurity apprenticeship.
Okay.
So he like his like whenever I do talk to him about it, it's like really interesting. He's telling me how he's like having to like apply for like security clearances so that he can like handle data centers with more like sensitive information for like government stuff. I'm like, whoa, bro,
Okay.
like that's
Whoa,
that is cool.
whoa! I don't want to know.
But that's yeah, and I was just like, don't tell me, bro. Like CIA might come and get me. I'm not interested. But yeah, but I think like I wanted to. I think I wasn't like I sort of needed to like have a fresh start, and I think obviously
it was a good thing.
So for me, uni was the right decision.
Okay, that's good.
And I think that's the like whatever comes out of it. I think I can sit myself down and I can say for me this was the right thing. I'm glad that I made this choice.
I gotta say I got last two questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
Firstly is the thing is you are now learning to see things in decades and like in years and so on, how that works towards the outer world.
Yeah, well, it's also like it's like also like just sort of connecting the dots. I think a lot of it is
very much like
seeing how how something affects something else, but also teaching me to like. But they really teach you how to like. They want us to question something and sort of look at like really like look at anything and really think like why is that happening, even with like practical work when we're doing like our software stuff and like we've like something's messed up.
What's the chain? Chain?
It's like do this to do this to do this, and then we've like we've messed something up, and then really being like right, go through and like dig through each stage and look and find like what did you do that you didn't do right, and that's caused this to now not work, and now go and like really just sort of trying to identify a root cause. Whereas before uni, geography in school was just like in school there is very much just like they just sort of throw information at you. You've just got to absorb memorize it, not really understand it, write it down on a piece of paper. But they're not. I wouldn't even say they're teaching us geography. They're teaching us it's sort of like you. Like they just want to teach. It's like it's problem solving. Is what they want to but in geography, and like identifying the cause, and then like finding the solution that's gonna have like the most positive impact, or like what's gonna have like say like you need to do something but every option's gonna cause problems, like finding out like what can we do to what can we do to minimize and mitigate and like that sort of thing.
So I got two questions towards that. So taking that into consideration, so the pattern recognition basically, and also the decades and what decades can do to a landform.
Landmass.
Landmass. That's right. The first one.
Yeah.
How do you see your life now? So like 10 years ago, a decade ago, when you look at you today, how's the landmass shifted basically?
Yeah, I mean obviously like 10 years ago I was 10, so I was like got an Xbox for my birthday, so I was like sorry that's just, but you know it's kind of like it's weird. I think
you never thought about it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like what concerned me when I was 10 years ago compared to what concerns me now.
Do you reckon that 10-year-old would have been proud of you now?
I think I don't know. I feel like if I was 10 and I sort of like saw what I was like now, I'd feel like I think I'll probably be excited
Yeah.
for like the next 10 years,
That's good.
because I feel like, and I hope that.
Oh, you lived well then.
Well, no, I just
You've lived well.
Yeah, no, I will
That's
like
good.
happily say like, no, I was sort of like very lucky. Like I've had two parents that have like really worked in their life and like sort of really put
And help you guide
really put in the
you.
effort to guide me and my sister.
That's good.
And I think,
You got good parents.
yeah, and I really do. I was really lucky with the parents I've got, I think.
And what do you see then in your next 10 years?
But
What's going to happen in the next decade? What would you like to be? What do you reckon?
I couldn't even like. I mean, I want to do something like. If I had to pick a geography related career, it'd be coastal management. But it would be, I don't want to like do it or like sort of coastal like assessment. I don't want to do that for like some. I don't want to like sell my soul and work for a law firm. Like, do you know what I mean? Or like an insurance company. I want it to like. Well, like you were saying with things like the Green Wall and something like that.
Yeah.
Anything, as long as I could, like anything geography related, I want to do something like that.
I don't. My question
And I want
wasn't.
to be doing something like that.
Sorry?
And I want to, in 10 years, I want to have like.
My question is not what, but who.
Okay.
Who do you want to be? Not what do you want to be, or what do you want to be?
I want to be
who.
Someone who. I want to be someone who makes other people's lives better.
By the 9 to 5 job. By the 9 to 5 job.
If that's working towards something, if that's working in something that does improve people's lives, and the 9 to 5 job, if that's where that takes me, then that's where that takes me. But I don't like. I could end up doing that, but I don't know what that person, the 30-year-old me, that person will be doing. I just know that I want to be like the person who I want to be a person who like benefits the lives of I want to like benefit the lives of people. But yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, son.
That's right.
Guys, thank you very much for listening. It was a very interesting conversation, right? We went everywhere.
Yeah.
Geopolitics, geography.
I lose my train of thought and I can go off on a tangent. So,
All good, man. All good. That's why I'm here, mate.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah,
mate.
no, I really enjoyed it. It's great.
So guys, if you wanna follow Sam in his social medias, what are they? Or not? Maybe wants to stay incognito.
I'll leave it be, but yeah,
leave it be. Okay, no, fair enough.
But I'm just sort of like thought podcast be an interesting thing to do. Why not? Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very glad that I came. Yeah.
Yeah. Has it been interesting?
It has been interesting. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully for you too, guys. Thank you very much again for listening to this week's episode number 15, I think. Please follow us on all social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And see you next week.